before I begin, I just want to clarify, I'm not a bear. I'm not short SoFi. More than 40% of my portfolio is in SoFi right now. Okay, I'm not a bear. But problem stands, I've been seeing thumbnail after thumbnail, SoFi 15 plus, SoFi 20 plus. Please taper your expectations. Don't just hodl until like, oh, it's 300 or bust. Listen, I would be a bajillionaire if it was 300. I would want nothing less than 300. But is that gonna happen? Most likely not, right? SoFi has done a triple beat in the past how many earnings? And how much did it go up? At most, maybe like 25-30%. At most. Right? In my opinion, this time will be no different. Maybe you could say, oh, second quarter of positive EPS shows that like the first quarter of EPS wasn't just a fluke. More institutions will buy in, right? You have to remember one thing. Institutions, hedge funds, all these big money, they don't like being beat by retail, right? They would want nothing less than to have a lower cost average than you, right? And they're gonna try their best to do that. Right now, institutional ownership is only 30 some odd percent. So we can expect that institutions want to buy in, right? But they want to buy in at a cheap price. They don't want to buy in at 20, 30, 50, 100% more than what your and my cost average are, right? They're petty like that. So that's just how it is. I see all these things are saying 15, SoFi to $15, SoFi to $20. Please, I don't want you just FOMOing into the stock and then selling it at the dip when it dips like inevitably in like 2 or 3 weeks because a bunch of shorters, right? Listen, okay, so I'm looking at Max Payne right now for next week. Currently, there are 28,000, almost 29,000 calls open at $8 strike, 17,000 at 850, 21,000 at 9, 10,000 at 9.5 or 950, 19,000 at 10, and then 3,000 at 1050, and then like the rest is like still like mostly negligible, even though it really isn't. That's like some 60,000 contracts that want to keep the stock under $8 next week. So I don't want to go like tinfoil hat and everything, but like these people have a ton of money to play with. They can short the stock. You think like, so even if there is a triple beat, honestly, in my opinion, I think it'll rise maybe 20-30% triple beat, and then maybe some institutions will buy in, but then the rest of the institutions, they want to buy in at a lower price, right? They want to have a lower average cost basis than you, so they're going to try to slam the stock down and then buy more and accumulate more, in my opinion. So if it spikes, please do not FOMO into SoFi, right? Like just, you can always cost average, but maybe if it spikes, buy a little bit, right? Don't throw your entire life savings in. Buy in, maybe buy like 10% if you worry that you might miss the boat. Maybe buy like 20% and then slowly cost average up, right? And then, or wait for a dip and then slowly cost average down, right? I'm so excited just to listen to ER. But again, please don't fall for all these thumbnails that are saying SoFi to 15, SoFi to 20, rocket ship emoji to the moon. Don't lose your money. Don't fall for their trap, right? Think about it, right? Daddy Powell speaks on Wednesday. So like that's more than enough of a catalyst. Last time, I remember, I forget it was last year or 2 years ago, SoFi had a triple B. Oh wow. And then Powell spoke. And then down went SoFi, right? Like, they can blame anything on the momentum or on the movement of SoFi, on the movement of the stock. They have so many like tools to kind of manipulate market sentiment. I mean, think about it, right? Freaking New Year's. Oh, and interest rates going up is bad for SoFi. Oh, now interest rates going down is bad for SoFi. Do you really think most of retail sold because they're like, oh, interest rates going down is bad for SoFi? We've been saying that that high interest rates have been bad for SoFi for the past however, and also now low interest rates are bad for SoFi. Like, I just want you to taper your expectations. Is 15 possible? Sure. Is 20 possible? Sure. Is it likely? I don't know. I don't want to see people FOMOing into that. So like, in my situation, right? If it goes above 10, if it goes above 11, I'll write covered calls. Maybe I'll trim my position a little bit, but just make sure, like, that's what I'm doing. You can do you. I just want to tell you, just tape your expectations. I know it's hard to do, right? It's hard to not FOMO into a stock. I've done that. I'm still doing that, right? But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Bye. Go Sofi!